Hey everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Songs of the Same Name on the Scratch Track podcast presented by the Dude and Grimm Show. I am the Dude.
And I'm Grimm, and we are going to wake up and talk about two songs that are very different, both that go by the handle of Wake Up.
Wake up.
Rage Against the Machine and Arcade Fire.
Oh yeah. Man.
Yeah. Two, although very similar, and two pretty different bands.
Yeah, Arcade Fire does take a little bit of a political approach. A little bit. They're more charitable. They do a lot of stuff with Haiti and whatnot.
Yeah, well, because his wife's of Haitian immigrants, or she's of Haitian descent.
Yeah, she is. But yeah, so I mean, Rage Against the Machine. I mean, dude, two bands that I know both you and I love a lot. I don't think we haven't done any albums and we haven't done any covers or anything with these guys yet. So
either of them.
Welcome to the club. It's very prestigious that we are doing an episode on you guys. So
you're welcome.
You're welcome. It's really going to boost your sales, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But so Wake Up by Rage Against the Machine is off their self-titled album in 1992. And it's a very political song, as you would expect, because they're just an extremely political band. But it's it's a pretty intense song. It's been a big staple in their live shows. And typically when they play it live, they actually play it kind of before their encore, so it'll be the last song of I guess what you could say is their first set. And
yeah, sure.
In the song, there's a section, I guess, I don't know, towards the end. It's a 6-minute song where Zach De La Rocha just kind of does a bunch of like spoken, I don't know, kind of word, and he talks about the government, counterintelligence, the FBI, all this kind of stuff, and he kind of ad-libs. He ad-libs in their live shows.
Yeah, and I think it kind of it kind of hints at like this idea that there were maybe hints is not a strong enough word. It pretty much suggests strongly that that the government has been behind some of these assassinations of people who they looked at as like to being too counterculture. I think he specifically references Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr.
Well, I find that just so hard to believe. Not really. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he does. And he, during a lot of his live shows, he really just kind of goes off. It'd be really interesting to see what he would improvise and say now during our current political climate. Although by the time this album or this episode airs, we already have our new president. So that's pretty great. Or at least president-elect, I should say. But I have a feeling Zach De La Rocha probably has a few things to say about the current administration. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, but I mean, I think, and even in the article for this song, I think he references that to some degree, it's not even. It may not even be the administration all the time because the system itself is so broken.
Yes, there is that. Well, this song is also appeared in some films. Have you ever heard of the film called The Matrix? So, spoiler alert, but the final end scene where Neo is kind of like walking through the city and then he like flies in the air. That's when this song is playing, and then it goes right into the end credit sequence. So, one thing, dude, the guitar intro, I don't know about you, but did they like pay Led Zeppelin or something, or is there some sort of lawsuit? Because dude, it is freaking Kashmir like through and through, dude.
Yeah, I think we just came up with a new songs of the same riff right there.
Yeah, we did.
I think it very much does sound like that.
Unless it's one of those like Vanilla Ice Queen things where he's like, nin, 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 nin. And he's like, no, see, it's different. See, it's different. Yeah, no, it's not. You ripped it off, bro. But have a nice life. So anyways, the intro, if you hear this song and you know the song Kashmir by Led Zeppelin, which I imagine most people would because it's played every day on classic rock radio, if that even still exists, which I'm sure it does somewhere. I mean, it's pretty much to a T, man. I mean, it just is.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
And that's cool. Like, I like it. I dig it a lot, but
because it goes in very different places than Kashmir.
It does. Absolutely, 100%. So yeah, and I wasn't sure, like, if maybe Jimmy Page played on the track, or I don't know. It's like sometimes there's those like weird things, or they're like ask permission, but I doubt that's the case in this one. So, but yes.
Now, so this is on their first self-titled album. One thing that always struck me was the cover of the album, which is the Buddhist monk. Now, please bear with me on this. Thich Quang Duc, I think. But dude, he burned himself to death in a busy Saigon Road intersection in June of 1963 while protesting persecution of Buddhists by the South Vietnamese Roman Catholic controlled government.
Just unbelievable. I don't have words to explain what that must have felt like, but I'll still try to explain it. I mean, just an unbelievable act of, I don't know, courage and protest. I don't know if there's anything that even comes close to that, but that is the cover of their album, or that image is on the cover of this album, and it's very powerful.
Just, oh my
very
gosh.
Powerful picture. Yeah, it is hard to look at. It is hard to look at, but yeah, good album, good song.
Yeah,
it's definitely Rage's. Is this your favorite Rage album or Evil Empire?
No, dude, Evil Empire. I'm sure that super fans would lambaste me for that one too, but I'm sorry. Dude, Evil Empire is just everything about it. Anyways, but I do like the first one.
Yes, it is good. All right, shall we move on to the Arcade Fire? Dude, is it Arcade Fire or the Arcade Fire? Because I've seen it both ways. My iTunes library, sometimes it sorts differently. It's actually, I'm looking at it right now, and I have a the Arcade Fire and Arcade Fire. And not that it really matters, but come on.
I think it's just Arcade Fire.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if you got a chance to watch this music video. Not what I'd call a real nail biter, or really that compelling. It's got this nicely animated picture, and throughout the whole thing, it just has this like hand that's kind of moving with a flame above it, and it doesn't do anything.
Now, is that like is that the official video?
Dude,
or is that kind of
official.
Like is it like the airbag video? Yeah. Dude,
I actually think the airbag the unofficial airbag video is a lot better than this one.
We can make it official. Okay. Well, so their version of Wake Up is actually off their debut album as well, but their debut album was called Funeral. And dude, the fifth and final single off the album. When I heard this album for the first time, I was blown away. Like it was,
me too.
It's just exceptional.
And I can't think of anything else to me that I could compare it to that I was listening to at that time.
Yeah, I really can't either. It's very, anyways, I mean, Arcade Fire is definitely one of my favorite bands. I've kind of gotten away from them the past few years. I think they're working. Actually, I think I want to say I read some sort of interview or something. Win Butler or Will, one of the Butlers, put out in like during this pandemic.
Jeeves?
I think they say
Butler name.
Yeah. It's a Butler name. That's what I hear. But he said that during this pandemic, they've actually come up, I think, with like enough material to put out like 3 albums or something. So I would expect some new Arcade Fire stuff to be surfacing soon. And actually, I think they just performed a new song. Why don't people comment below? I swear I saw them. I don't know if it was on a late night show or it was on something, but they performed a new song maybe. So maybe that's true, and maybe I'm hallucinating. I said flashback. But
so is Funeral still your favorite album by them?
Probably. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, mine too.
I think so. Okay. So, and dude, so this was, single was released in 2005. The album came out in fall of 2004. Dude, in, oh shoot, I don't know, I have the year. I think it's in the 2000s some point. Dude, like NME ranked this as the 25th best song of the 2000s for them. And not only that, check this out. In 2014, they ranked it as the 25th greatest song of all time. Like, that is pretty... I mean, I love it. I think it's a great song.
Not that much, though. I'm trying to think. I guess I don't personally, but I think it's awesome. But yeah, like that 25th of all time. Sorry, man. You got a lot you're competing with there.
That's a lot. There's a lot. But, dude, so in 2005, they performed this song live with David Bowie. Pretty awesome.
That is cool.
The song's also been on a bunch of like TV shows, commercials, movies. Dude, it was on a commercial. This was cool. Again, going back to the Haiti thing.
Is it the Super Bowl?
Yeah, Super Bowl time. They're very philanthropic. So all the proceeds, the song was used during, I think, a commercial or some commercials of the Super Bowl. I want to say 44. It's XLIV. That's 44, right? It's got to be. XLIV. 44. It's got to be, right?
Is it?
Okay.
I guess.
Pretty sure. Okay. Well, I'm sure somebody will correct us if we're wrong. So,
yeah, all sorry, I don't know fucking Latin.
Went to do your homework, bro. All proceeds went to the relief efforts for the 2010 earthquake that was in Haiti. So they're very involved with their community, which is pretty sweet.
It makes me think of Rushmore, where he's like, "Is Latin dead?
Is Latin dead?" But we should say that Haiti maybe Win Butler's wives, which is, I want to say Regine, something like that. But I think everyone else, or the majority of the group, is from Montreal, I want to say. So
yeah,
I know we get corrected on that one too. But dude, the song itself, man, I love it. It rocks. It kicks ass from the beginning. Good background vocals. There's some good transitions, but it has that, I guess like this full crowd
chant,
noise. Dude, the full crowd, the chant. Were you at the Lollapalooza show with me when they played? Okay, well,
never seen them.
Okay, I think it was with Leifer, and as we're like leaving, they just got done. They were a headliner, and the whole crowd, as everybody's walking away, starts doing the chant. Man, it was pretty wild, dude.
That is cool.
But dude, this song, it's got if you've seen the Arcade Fire, know anything about them, they are a big band, tons of instruments. They have dedicated violin players, but everybody actually kind of plays different instruments too. Like if you see their live show, man, they're all running. Sometimes it's just a dude banging a drum like as hard as he fucking can, and they got the mix of the male and female vocals is really cool too.
Yeah, that does work well. And she sings sometimes in French, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, she will too. Yeah, she will too. It's just a good kind of all around upbeat, kind of fun band. I mean, I don't know another way to really describe them. I mean, they're definitely more rock. Well, their earlier stuff was more rock oriented. I think lately they've gotten into more, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, they've gotten into some beat stuff and everything.
Dude, yeah, everything now. I guess I really owe the rest of the album more of a listen, but I did not care. That song sounded like fucking ABBA to me.
It sounded like a game show, like to me.
Yeah,
I was like, I want to go play.
I couldn't do that one. Yeah. But really dug Reflector though.
Oh,
in Neon Bible.
Dude, David Bowie's on Reflector as well, which is pretty sweet. This song was also, he is on the first song. He just sings sweet, like some background vocals a little bit. But the song was also, they re-recorded it for Where the Wild Things Are for the trailer.
Yeah.
Spike Jonze did. So they're boys. They're boys. They're close with Spike Jonze. He's done a couple of their music videos for the Suburbs and everything. And I think also for the movie Her, which I told you about, which is a really good movie. I know Will Butler. I'm not sure if Wynn did it, but Will Butler helped out with the soundtrack. And there's actually some snippets and sounds that they use, kind of, some of the soundscapey parts of the album Reflector, kind of towards the end. There's some like longer songs and everything. They kind of they use some of those sounds and everything in that movie as well. It's pretty cool. So
that's sweet.
I highly recommend the movie.
So talking about this song,
okay,
I like it because, and I can still allow myself. I hate the whole thing nowadays, how I feel like that whole business of the chant is like severely overused, and I don't care for it. Now, I can't say that I'd heard it being used prior to their song. I feel like this kind of started it. Maybe what do I know? But it just, for my limited knowledge, that's kind of what I've always thought. And I can deal with it in their song because of that. But man, I do not like that whole. I think it's very indicative of a lot of modern kind of pop rock. It's like a thing. It's like a different kind of auto-tune. You know what I mean?
Now, let me ask you, there's this band called ... MORE, and they have this song called More or Less. And there is some sort of like crowd noise chanting that the vocals go into. Do you have an opinion about that?
Well, that even predated Arcade Fire. No, I see your point.
No, did it? Yeah, I guess it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically what you're saying is Arcade Fire stole it from More.
Dude.
I smell a lawsuit coming. It's going to happen. All right. So
all we want is songwriting credits, 90% of the royalties.
Is that too much to ask? I mean, come on. All right. Let's wrap this.
Yeah. Put a bow on it. I feel like you're up.
Am I? Okay. Well, I'm going to go with Arcade Fire.
That's fair.
This song is, to me, is just so epic, man. I dig it. Love it. Love the album. Nothing against Rage. I love Rage. I just sometimes everything is just so intense and political, and there's definitely a time and place for that. But I feel like this is a song I can probably have on, more often, and definitely love it. And it's one of my favorite songs of theirs, whereas I have other songs of Rage that I like more. So
yeah, I gotta choose theirs too. But man, the chant kind of bums me out. But I do have to choose theirs too.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because I think even more so in on Rage's first album, they had a tendency to take a line, and I realized the point of that was, to really drive the point home, which they
What's
did
the point,
quite
Ventura?
well. Because they say, I think I heard a shot a lot of times in this. They just repeat it and then wake up, like, screamed very loud. That repeats a lot.
It's a good message.
It's kind of like "fuck you, I won't do what you tell me" in Killing in the Name. He says it many times. Like, by the time it's done, you're like, I
got it. Just jamming that thought home.
Yeah. So, anyways.
So yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, I guess we're gonna wake up with some Arcade Fire tomorrow morning. Awesome. Well, everyone, thank you again for listening. Please please subscribe. We're gonna sign off. We're gonna go do some homework because that's what we need to go do. So we appreciate you guys listening. For the Dude and Grimm Show, it's time to go.
Songs of the same name.
is produced by the Dude Grimm. Additional music provided by More, that's ... MORE, and the Tims, TIMNZ. Copyright 2020, The Dude and Grimm Show.
I don't know what to do, what to say, just a series of commands. So you dig yourself a hole.